The main feature of it is actually that there's no preparation whatsoever, and you can use it on multi-surfaces. So the like of this one, that dresser was actually mahogany with a high gloss varnish on top of it, and it didn't need sand, it didn't need any preparation whatsoever. The little lock at the top and the handles were metal, and it goes straight onto the metal as well. So I've also used it on with stencils. These are the plaid stencils as well. So that's onto a canvas. You can have a wee look at that. And obviously the chalk finish of it is that nice sort of whitewashed kind of effect of it, but you can cover it with the wax or with Mod Podge gloss on top of that, or whatever finish. There's all the colours. Now, finish-wise, there are 3 different waxes. If it's just a decorative piece or something, that you're just going to have in the house, it's not going to be furniture that's getting used a lot, you don't really need a finish off it. You're going to see that nice chalky, dry sort of effect at the end of it. But if it's something that's going to get high usage or something that's going to need wiped clean or whatever, this wax, the clear wax, is what you would use on top of that. So 2 to 3 hours in between each coat of paint first of all, and then you would leave that overnight or for 24 hours, and then you would use the clear wax to seal that. So you can actually put the paint on with either a brush or a roller, and whenever that's finished you would put this on with either a cloth or a brush, and you would leave that for probably overnight, and then with a lint-free cloth give it a good buff. So you can have either a really soft sheen on it, or the more elbow grease you give it, you will get kind of a high gloss. I think you definitely would need to put some kind of wax finish off it so you don't get marks on it. It doesn't actually matter.
That wouldn't have any wax finish.
No, that has. That's a different thing. Yeah, I'll show you that. There's the second wax. There's the 3 waxes here. So the first was the clear one, which is the protector and the sealer. You would leave that one for probably about a week before you would put this one on, and that's a white wax. So that gives a more distressed kind of feel off it. So you can highlight different areas with that one. So do you know, if you want that kind of whitewashed limey effect off it, you would put this on with a brush or a cloth in just the areas that you want sort of highlighted with that. And then, whoopsie, this one is the antique wax. So that's going to, there's the colour that was to start off with, and that's a very, very little amount of that on a cloth, just rubbed all over that. So that does darken whatever. If you want a top coat of coloured wax on it instead of the white, you can actually take a very small amount of any of these colours and mix it in with the white wax. But you would always use the clear wax first and then put the white wax on top with a colour or whatever. So that's the first one, followed by that. Okay. This is actually, do you know the wooden elements that come with a lot of the paper ranges? And that's just done with chalk paint on there. But the actual box itself, I've sponged around it with some of the other paint there to highlight that. And then this is actually Mod Podge gloss finish on top of that. So you can use different. You can use it on glass as well, but it's obviously not dishwasher proof. But you could, once it's cured, which takes about a week, you could actually use the Mod Podge dishwasher proof finish and put that on top of that as well. Actually, you probably wouldn't, unless you really want it. You don't need any of these other ones on top of that. You know, that's the protecting one. Yeah, if it's going to be a chair or something, yeah.
Clear the white.
And that's it on fabric as well, just through a stencil on fabric. That would need to be a decorative piece too, because that's obviously not washable.
How did you get that finish there? What is it?
The stippled effect.
Yeah.
I did that with a sponge. You know, a natural sponge. Just dipped it in it and dabbed it around the outside, and then Mod Podge over the top of it, which could be here somewhere.
So you know, you put the clear on to get this to seal it. Why do you put Mod Podge on after that? That's just
no, I didn't. I would do either one or the other. Yes, I'm just showing different finishes with it there.
So the difference the Mod Podge will give you will be just as dishwasher proof, just different effect.
Yeah, a different effect anyway. See this. It feels totally different. That's Mod Podge gloss on top of that. Yeah.
Would it be the same quality as like You're Anna Sloan painters.
As far as I can tell, it is.
Yeah.
I haven't used the Annie Sloan. We've checked with people who have used it, and apparently it is. Yeah.
And that's the range of colours.
That's the range of colours at the minute, but those colours mix really well.
Okay.
You know, you can mix up your own colours by putting them together as well. So yeah, you can come up with your whole new range of colours yourself. So it's very good. Yeah. The other thing, which I haven't done in any of the samples here, but outside, Jenny has done the step ladders, and they've been distressed because she's done one coat of a darker paint underneath and then a lighter one over the top. So whenever the second coat is dried, you can sand the highlighted areas and let the undercoat shine through. So say, I'm not sure what colour it is, I think it's say dark green underneath and cream on top. She sanded areas that would look worn, and that green shows through then in those bits.
But obviously the wood has to be totally clean before you start putting paint on it. Like totally.
I know, to be honest, unless it's something really bad, like lumps of paint or glue that's sort of sticking up on it, you don't need to do anything to it.
Right.
That was dark wood with high gloss varnish on it, and I did nothing, only put the paint on.
Right.
So the thing is, you want to experiment with it. Once you get the brush into that, you want to experiment with it, and you'll try all sorts of surfaces. So metal, plastic, glass, anything at all. It doesn't need any preparation, no undercoat, nothing, no sanding, straight on. But if you want to sand that, you know, if it's acrylic based and it's very, very powdery. So if you want to sand it, it never affects your sandpaper either. It just comes off in a really fine powder. So it doesn't, you know, if you were doing an oil-based paint or something and it would clog up your sandpaper, it's not like that at all. That's the Bohemian paper Magella, and that's the pad there, yeah. Have a look through that I've brought so you can have it open and have a look. That's one of the stencils there, and I've used the green first of all with it. That's the stag one as well there.
You can use it on metal as well.
You can, yes. The little lock part of that and the handles were metal, and it just went straight on. And it sticks really quickly, you know. It does need to cure a while to be perfectly stuck, you know, adhered properly, but it actually starts really quickly.